Welcome back to the Line Table. Although we opened last week's show with a discussion of the 2018 primary results, we didn't get to everything we wanted to cover. We'll now continue that conversation with a look at some of the races we'll be following in the lead up to the general in November. First, though, we'll start with a new development. Citing, quote, personal matters involving her family, end quote, Albuquerque attorney Johanna Cox, the Republican Party nominee for Secretary of State, announced she was dropping out of the race, Tom, because Ms. Cox waited until after the primary to withdraw. The Republican Party can select a new candidate as a replacement, which they will do in the next few weeks. Your sense of this, does this muck the race up in any appreciable way? I mean,
well, Maggie Toulouse Oliver is a pretty staunch opponent, whoever the Republicans put up there. It was, the timing was a bit curious. You know, the media has been short of pointing out a number of different items, with regards to the reasons why she might have dropped out. She said, personal matters, and having never run for elected office, it sounds like that's something that she really needs to take into consideration. But whoever the Republicans put up are really going to have a difficult time beating Maggie Toulouse Oliver.
Good point there. Interesting, Ms. Johanna Cox still, anything to do with her attention to the legal malpractice issues she's had recently? That's kind of a tough thing to get around when you're in a political race.
Well,
these things need to be settled.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of what we're seeing, she was a first-time candidate, so perhaps had not been through the political ringer in the way that a more experienced candidate would be. But I think to Tom's point, it's a sign of how difficult it will be to beat Maggie Toulouse Oliver, the current Secretary of State, that the Republican Party did put a first-timer into that position. Nobody ran against her. And it seems to me that whoever the Republican Party now selects for that position is going to have an awfully difficult time, not so much because they're coming in late or because they've got the not having participated in the primary, but because there's such a heavy hitter on the other side.
Right, that's a good point too. Diane, pick up on that if you would. I have another question for you, but the idea that the Republican Party, can replace her, opportunity there possibly to have someone step forward and.
I think they struggle to find the candidate to start with. So I'm not sure. I don't see that we have a bench sitting back there waiting to step up and be the candidate. So unless it's someone who just wants to develop some name ID, because we've already established that Maggie is a tremendous force to reckon with. So it would depend on the thought process of the candidate, the Republican candidate, as to what their future goal would be. I don't think you're just going to step in and say, I'll step in to fill the space on the ballot. I think you have to think about it seriously and decide. The only thing I find a little bit interesting is I'm not real familiar with legal malpractice issues and how serious it is, because in the medical field, people file malpractice suits against physicians all the time, and most of them, probably 98% of them, are tossed out on review. So I'm not sure how serious it is, but I trust that she's making the right decision for her family, and the party now has the responsibility of coming up with a viable candidate.
That's right. Michael, Stephanie Garcia Richards pulled one off, didn't she, up there? She beat out Mr. Van Clazen, and of course George Munoz, and she's going to face Pat Lyons in November. Interesting win there. What was your sense of that one?
Well, I think it points out the fact that anything can happen.
Good point.
And that nothing's a given. And I'm glad you can pronounce his name because I can't.
Van Clazen, right, exactly. Let me swing over here. I don't want to leave you on the Stephanie Garcia Richards. What was your thought on that race?
Oh, I'm so excited. I found it a fascinating race, and I watched it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all night long. But big money was put into, and heavy hitter endorsements were put into Mr. Van Clazen's race. Oil and gas put in all their resources for Senator Munoz, and they didn't win. Stephanie came in late to the game. She ran a ground game. Now, she has been an excellent legislator, and if you remember, she won that seat in a heavy Republican district against other Republicans. This is Los Alamos. I mean, and so she ran a good ground game.
Right.
And I'm real excited for her.
Yeah.
I think it'll be very interesting. Do we get a new, fresh face? Or do we have Mr. Lyons, Senator Lyons to me,
That's right.
who has been in politics for many, many years and actually been the land commissioner. So I think it will be a race to watch.
There you go. Tom, real quick, we're a little short on time. Howie Morales, Lieutenant Governor. It's amazing when you think about this.
He won the lottery.
But all Bill McCamley and Brian Colon, everybody wants this thing, but only one can win.
Only
You
one
know,
can
right?
win. Yes,
Exactly.
that's right.
Well, I mean, I think I know the answer to this. Does it portend anything for November? I mean, does it really mean anything at the end of the day?
It means that, given the current scenario, I think that Governor Lujan Grisham, if she's elected, as it would appear so, will have a very capable lieutenant governor.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
I think both lieutenant governor candidates on both sides of the aisle are very bring a lot to the table. So I think that's good. I did want to very
Please.
briefly mention on the Doña Ana County Sheriff
Please,
race.
absolutely.
Kim Stewart, her victory in the Democratic primary was fascinating to me, not because she's a whistleblower,
Right.
which she used that as a part of her campaign.
That's right.
But her official campaign page included absolutely no pictures whatsoever.
Huh.
Nothing.
That might be
It was
a
just
first.
like
That's amazing.
Everything it was no pictures. So the only way you got to see what the candidate looked like
Right.
was by going through to their Facebook page. And I just mentioned that because we're such a visual society
Right.
that as we were doing the prep for this particular program, I was like going, well, wait a second, what does this candidate look like? Click, 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 because it was, she's very photogenic. I hope she actually changes her whole game.
Right. For the general,
sheriff's
right,
race.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Be
like-
nice to know. Yeah, exactly. Good point there, though. Good point. Thank you all. Good stuff on a Friday night. Thank you for joining us. If you want to share your reactions to this week's topics, get in touch with us at NewMexicoInFocus.org.